Hello, this is Susan. This video is to help you practice seeing the difference between a simple sentence and a compound sentence. We went over this today, Thursday, October 17th, and this is to give you more practice. Let's take a look at the first sentence. Tina practiced her lines and auditioned for the play. The first step I told you to always do is to knock out your prepositional phrase if you have one. In this particular sentence, for the play is a prepositional phrase. So we are going to mark that as a prep phrase. So we did that. The second step is to locate your verb. Let's go back up to the front and we're looking for, yes, here's your first verb, practiced. We are going to mark it as a verb and then keep going. Practiced her lines and auditioned. Here's another verb. So we will mark this, underline it twice as a verb. First step, we found the prep phrase. Second step, we looked at the verbs. And now the third step is to locate the subjects. Let's go back up to the front of the sentence. Find the first verb, practiced. Who or what practiced? Tina. So we're going to underline that once. Tina is the subject. Go to the second verb, auditioned. Who or what auditioned for the play? The answer goes all the way back up to the front, Tina. So this particular sentence is an SVV pattern. Subject, verb, and verb. SVV. And this is a simple sentence. SVV equals simple. All right, let's look at this one. It's similar. The bird spread its wings and flew away. Do we have a prepositional phrase? No. So now we locate. We go back up to the front, and now we run through the sentence, and our job is to find verbs. The bird spread. Here's a verb. Let's underline it twice. Spread its wings and here's another verb, flew. We're underlining this twice. There we go. All right, so we didn't have a prep phrase. We located our verbs. Next step is to locate the subjects in the sentence. So we start from the front. We go to the first verb, spread. Who spread its wings? What spread its wings? And here is the answer, bird. So bird is our subject. Going with this verb. Let's keep going. Second verb, flew. Who flew away? Once again, on this sentence, the answer, who flew away, is found way back up at the start, the bird. This sentence is another SVV sentence, so it happens to be simple. So far we have two simple sentences. Let's go to the third one. First step, locate your prep phrase. We don't have any, so we don't have to worry about that. Second step, find your verbs. All right, I'm hoping that when you looked at the sentence, you would remember we have does. We are leaving N apostrophe T alone. So your complete verb, does is the helper, does like. There we go. That's one verb. Do we have any others? Yes, we do. Loves. So we underline that twice. Good. Okay. We handled the prep phrases. We didn't have any preps. We located the verbs. We found those. And the third step is to find the subjects. Go to the verb, does like. Who does like country music? Billy does. So we're going to underline that once. There we go. And then we keep going. Here's a second verb, loves. Who loves reggae? In this case, right in front of the verb, right here in this slot, we have a pronoun he. A personal pronoun, he, can be a subject. So we do have a subject. Okay, this pattern is SV and then comma but SV. So let me type this out. SV comma but SV equals compound. There we go. So that particular sentence was a compound. I'm going to bump this down. There we go. So you can see it a little better. Here's your glue, comma, but. Remember, it could be any one of the fanboys. We covered the fanboys today in class, Thursday. And this one happens to be comma, but. It could be comma, and. It could be any one of the fanboys on that page, your list. So, simple sentence, compound. All right, this sentence is long. I want you really to understand the notion. If it's long, it does not necessarily mean we have two sentences glued into one. You can have a simple sentence that's quite long. One reason is because of maybe multiple prep phrases. So our first step is to locate the prep phrases. Now in this sentence it's important. We have a lot to deal with. So we do want to knock our prep phrases out. On the fourth floor. And then we have of. That is a preposition. Of what? Of the yellow townhouse. Of the townhouse. Sang loudly through. Here's another preposition. Through what? An open window. There we go. That's the end of that prepositional phrase. Until, here's another one. And this happens in English quite a bit. Many prep phrases, one after another. Until what? 3. And we aren't finished yet. In. Another preposition. In what? In the morning. Okay, I like this sentence because it's really showing you if you take your prepositional phrases out first, you have much less to worry about in locating the subjects and the verbs. A subject and a verb will never be in a prep phrase. So we did our prep phrases. Now let's go to the verb. My neighbors. Let's see what's left. My neighbors sang loudly. What's your verb? Sang. We're going to mark that as a verb. There we go. And do we have any other verbs? No, we do not. We have many prep phrases, but we just have that one verb. Sang. Who sang? We go back up to the front. Neighbors. Neighbors sang. Very good. This sentence is an SV only. And that is a simple sentence. So remember, a compound has to have SV, glue, whatever the glue is, SV. If it's just SV, it's simple. It's the same thing with this sentence. Let's look. The hat on the left in the display window looks interesting. The hat on the right in the display window looks just plain weird. I am going to mark this up. Okay, I took my prepositional phrases out. Now I'm looking for the verb looks. That's a verb. I'm going to underline it twice. Any other verbs? The hat on the right in the display window looks. There we go. It just happens to be the same verb. There we go. Looks just plain weird. Go to your first verb, looks. What looks interesting? The answer is the hat. That's our subject. Looks on the right hand side. What looks just plain weird? And if we go backwards, hat. That is our subject. This is SV, SV. It is a compound sentence. This semicolon, a little teeny semicolon, is also one of your glues. This is an additional glue that we'll cover after your quiz, so don't worry about the semicolon. But it is an SV, semicolon, SV, and that equals compound. I'm just going to put CD. All right, last sentence. My aunt and uncle flew to New York and attended several Broadway plays. I will take out the prep phrase. It's out. Now I'm locating the verb or verbs. Flew. There we go. And anything else? Yes, attended. Second verb. Good. Go back to the first verb and locate the subject. Flew. Who flew to New York City? In this case, we have two people flying. We have aunt and uncle. Why didn't we mark my as anything? Because my is a possessive pronoun, and you leave that alone. You would not mark that as a subject. All right, we have a verb and two subjects performing one verb, and we keep going in the sentence. We have another verb, attended. Who attended several Broadway plays? Well, in order to answer that question, can you see how we have to go all the way back up to the front? Aunt and uncle attended. So this is an SSVV, and that is simple. Okay, I wanted to show you one more thing. We just went over this sentence. My aunt and uncle flew to New York City and attended several Broadway plays. This was an SSVV sentence, simple. This next sentence, same sentence, only I changed it a bit. My aunt and uncle flew, SSV, comma, and they attended. So this is compound. Why is this a compound and the one above is a simple? If you think about it, they both have subjects and verbs. The key is this and. I want you to really look at that and. If you have and it rolls into a second verb, it's simple. If you have comma and, it must roll into a subject. We do have the same verb, attended, but on this sentence, I added a subject. So this is comma and SV. This is a compound sentence. This is a simple. The key is right in this space. You would need to see a subject if it's a compound. If you don't see a subject right in this slot right here, it's a simple. So it's all about what comes after the and. And when you're using correct punctuation, it would always be comma and or comma for. So that's the difference between a simple and a compound sentence.